It's the polymer. Let's do it. I'm that fucking nigga if you ask me. Like kid fresh, like I just was born last week. Girl, drop it low, shake the match, please. Let's go get a room, make it nasty. You already know that I'm baggy. Type of shit that throw the driver in the backseat. With too many questions, don't ask me. What? Nigga, it's the I'm that fucking nigga if you asking. Archangel Uriel, bitch, I'm magic. Everything you talking is past tense. That's just confirmation that you niggas has been. Your girl going out with her mad friends. Now she got you wondering where her ass been. In the night, she was getting pipe. On the phone, she was stripping light. On the nigga flight, get it girl, she gon' get it right. She my kryptonite, I ain't got a problem with the price. After get it right, now you know that the shit was nice. Got me living right, made a nigga go in the light. Thought the shit was nice, fine. And I'm in the plane. Come in girl, let me taste that lemon rain. Now that's the birds and the bees, birds and the seas. You ain't gotta ask, it's the word on the streets, nigga. I'm that fucking nigga if you ask me. Like kid fresh, like I just was born last week. Girl, drop it low, shake the match, please. Let's go get a room, make it nasty. You already know that I'm baggy. Type of shit to throw the driver in the backseat. With too many questions, so don't ask me. I'ma need some way to throw the stash, please. Girl, can you pop that pussy like it's magnet? You and your friend like it's 19. With her hands out, screaming out, tag me. When she be round the rim, she be classy. She gon' shake it like a dog, go nasty. Get the function, cause that booty look ashy. Do the back though, I'm an asshole. Now can you make it clap though? Shake that ass though. Cameras on, give you mad bros. That's the ass show. I'ma put you in the gas hole. Twerk on that pole. Make it wiggle like a tadpole. Make that cash flow, yeah. These are my confessions, girl. I don't touch rain. Just tell me that the booty fake, girl. I ain't got shaming. If you pay for it, then it's yours, girl. And they love hating. But the shoe giving me twerk, I got my best hating. I'm that fucking nigga if you ask me. Kid fresh, like I just was born last week. Girl, drop it low, shake the match, please. Let's go get a room, make it nasty. You already know that I'm baggy. Type of shit to throw the driver in the backseat. With too many questions, so don't ask me. What? Nigga, it's the
DJ Christ, nigga, all of that. Don't bump the DJ table. Let me get the party jumping. Mercury and Leo. It don't go no further than that. It don't go no further than that. We ain't even in the middle of the summertime yet, but we got about 10 more days. 10 more days. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we still experiencing Noah's Ark, that flood, circumcision in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Giving us the little star bathing circumstances in our mind and stuff. And you think we got new consciousness awareness that you might express, still be a froggy cloud. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, if you can harness on it and you ain't washed up under the current, you know what I'm saying? Just right. You can put yourself into a situation where you rose above the current. You rose above the circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you just flunked out in like buttercream land circumstances and foundations that you still got to come to know that you was flunked. You know what I'm saying? That once your mind get together and your mind is right, now you probably could ride above the esoteric water. So we got Mercury and Leo. So with Mercury and Leo, just going, you got to like open up your discombobulated throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all got discombobulated. We not even talking about y'all calcified heart chakras. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all already got calcified pineal glands, heart chakras and stuff. Uncircumcised frontal lobes all over the place and things of that nature. Right now, you might got a discombobulated throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? Your throat chakra might be somewhere in the root chakra and stuff like that. Like, kick rocks, bitch. Jesus. Damn, body on your nutsack 24/7 and do some retarded stuff. But yeah, you might got a retarded throat chakra like this retarded troll and things of that nature. So you need to understand what's going on too. And your throat chakra might be way down there in the root chakra somewhere and stuff like that. So while it's in the root chakra, you don't try to hurry up, you still gonna get blocked. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, when you're in the root chakra and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It's put you in a situation where that's all you know how to talk about. That's all you know how to communicate about. That's all you know how to formulate yourself about and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's some stinking female. You know what I'm saying? Look, she wish I say her name too. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? I ain't. I don't even know you. You a stranger. You somewhere in my email thinking you know me. Kick rocks. Okay, you're never gonna see me in real life, never gonna meet me, never gonna be able to touch me. Just like Big Veil, I look like a boss, I smell like a boss. That I own. This is a PBS channel. Kick rocks. Oh, I'm saying, God, holy knowledge and spirit. I ain't full dopes. You already a dope. Being a troll will make you think you ain't never gonna say your name. Okay. Now let's check this out. Like I said, so you might be a discombobulated fart cloud like a troll and things of that nature. So your throat chakra discombobulated. The water's currents, you mixing too many waters. So you in your own darkness, but inside your own spirit, you might think you the brightest thing in the world. So pieces of your throat chakra water current is in your root chakra water current. So you find yourself talking more about what you want to manifest, or you mad because you can't get the sex or something like that from whatever flunked out energy you in if you in a circumstance like a troll. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? You could have a discombobulated throat chakra right now where it's too much in the heart space, the fourth house, where Cancer and the moon usually be out of stuff. So you talk more about your feelings all day, your emotions. The throat chakra not supposed to be all mixing with the toxic waters of the emotions and the goddamn feelings and stuff. So you're going to create toxicity because every time somebody come around you, they got to walk on eggshells because they know you get ready to talk about some feelings, how you felt about something during a situation, and that a person didn't know you was gonna feel that way. Oh, nobody, no, look, separate your waters. You getting cloudy now. Cloudy judgment. You ain't got a nice beach day inside of your esoteric world when you floating in your mind sigils as a spirit. You know what I'm saying? You got like, I got the blues. It ain't that good like at the beginning, first 3 seconds of The Simpsons come on. The Simpsons. No, your internal day don't look like that. Your internal day look like Hurricane Bonita and Hurricane and all them. No, it's Hurricane Sally and all them. Rest in peace and thank God for all those people that survived and took over Atlanta, made Atlanta their home and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm saying Louisiana stuff, even with the rampage y'all Atlanteans. They rampaged y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all don't act like they didn't either. I remember that like it was yesterday. Them little hurricanes came and Atlanta wasn't really Atlanta no more. It was like all the Louisiana people was they took over y'all stuff. Y'all ain't been the same stuff. Y'all had to get a little tougher with y'all energy a little bit. Y'all had to pack a little bit more pistols and stuff. Oh, I'm saying. Cats came and took over. I remember that like yesterday. Or Hurricane Katrina's and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how your inside of your world look. Your inside of the world never look like the first 3 seconds of The Simpsons and stuff like that. And then it never do. It never. You know what I'm saying? You might convince to make it look good because you lit some sage and sat 6-pointed star Indian style on the ground for a few seconds. You might have thought it was it for a few seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like during that 10 minutes, you convinced yourself, you know what I'm saying? Just after that 10 minutes, you back to your normal self. Somebody your mama can't stand. You know, somebody your husband can't stand. Somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? A good 10 minutes of you being a healthy spirit. That wasn't lucky that's the PBS channel. Real stuff. Lucky that's the PBS channel. I'm saying we almost 12 minutes in. We're going to get real good synchronicities. So we're going to break down each house too. I'm going to teach y'all how to get prepared. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just me talking. You know what I'm saying? It sound good. Yeah, Cletus go. No, we got solutions. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know my channel for years. Don't nobody come on my channel try to challenge me about, so what's the solution? Because they know I cuss them out just about being in that mind frame. And then on top of that, they know I always got solutions. I'm the solution channel. You know what I'm saying? I got all the solutions. All the esoteric solutions and circumstances and foundations and you know what I'm saying, and correspondences. I'm saying real stuff. So yeah, that's why y'all never hear even to the stuff that could be bad, to all the way to the point the stuff that's good. That's good. Nobody no not to challenge me on that, because I always got solutions. So we gonna break down solutions and how to get it right and stuff like that. Because there's like a tug of war wrestling WCWF match and stuff going on. So you got to peep game, you know what I'm saying? Because you might think you spiritual, but you don't think spiritual throughout the day. So you don't even know what I'm talking about. It's a death match going on, like a 2-on-2 match when it comes into Mercury, Mercury and Venus, just for right now, you know what I'm saying? But Mercury is like really getting ready to get beat up, because like it's like an old like Hulk Hogan or somebody, so they ain't really like can do all the new tricks and all the like cruiserweight tricks, and you know what I'm saying, the Hurricanranas and stuff, and Rey Mysterios. He could do a leg drop or two though. But how useful is a leg drop, and how much is the crowd going to cheer on the stage that you setting for your business to flourish or your relationship to flourish or whatever like that? So, you getting hit. The match is the 90-degree angle match. You know what I'm saying? Like celebrity death match. Also, you know what I'm saying? When it comes into Uranus and Jupiter is in Taurus, and they get a little help, because they got somebody like a ringside person, a manager, like that was like a person with Jimmy Fly Snooker, or like a person with that come on ringside, like what's homeboy name, like Don King or something like that. So that would be the North Node. But since the North Node is in retrograde and it's at such an early degree of Taurus, it ain't gonna jump in the match, and it's a weakling manager, right? But you are aware of it. And sometimes you may consider, like, do you need a manager? AKA, you may consider, is you on your spiritual path or not? And you might have to reconsider, because it's retrograde. So you might feel like you're going backwards instead of forward. And you might feel like you have to do other things to fulfill whatever you lacking in your spiritual world. And the things you may have to fulfill maybe Taurus type things. And then it's going to lead you into thinking you have to expand in that area, because Jupiter is there and Uranus is there. Make you think you have to be rebellious in areas that might make you be unique, in an area that might be negatively individual, where a person might isolate you, or family, friends, and associates of the world. So you're not doing things in the right way. But those are going to be the only energies that you act out, because those are sufficiently in Taurus. And it's just going to be like the manager giving advice, but not actually putting in the work. AKA, you not actually acting it out, because the North Node is at such an early degree and it's retrograding in Taurus. So it's cusp in Aries also, but you have to peep game. It's like a manager that managing Taurus energy, but might got a fiery, feisty outfit on, like Elton John or something like that. Thank you, or Archangel Uriel. Thank you so much for the donation, Peter. Oh, I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. So, for the most part, you can't just jump the gun and think everything that you might get distracted in when it comes to what you might make up in your mind to make it think it makes sense, because that's what the world is in, which is Taurus energy. But if you get too lost into agreeing with everything like that first makes sense, you'll get distracted in the Taurus energy, and you might get blinded into thinking your spirituality actually has something. And the North Node is separate from Taurus, but it's in Taurus. So you could think that the way to get to your spirituality is Taurus-like things. And sometimes that might be too materialistic or maternal, or too in search for security, stability, support, safety, and shelter. And spirituality don't even got anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people find their spiritual systems when they're going through their most traumatic times. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that also. Some people go through their stuff in the most traumatic times. And this would be a person who become more wise than another individual and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind. And troll, look, I'm not going to stop, troll. No matter how much in your life you want to present yourself to stop me, you're not going to stop me. All right? So just get over it. Go be bored with your family. You know what I'm saying? Now go be bored with your family. Get off my nuts. So for the most part, so these energies, you could get lost into the Taurus energy and start thinking that you're in some type of circumstance where spirituality means more than substantiating yourself into some type of material or maternal factors. So you have to be careful of that too. Thank you so much for donation, Royal Black. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So be aware, you know what I'm saying? Don't take all decisions because some of these decisions may be maximized, filtered through the Taurus energy, and then you may get distracted so much with that, you may find solutions in that area to do that may totally take you away from other energies that could be added to it to take your load off and stuff like that, which is what I'm gonna break down and stuff. Which, okay, we 12 minutes in. So Mercury, now Mercury and Leo itself, this is being more expressive with the things you want to communicate, aka in the house that it's going to be in, that's going to be the area of life that you need to actually uncircumcise your discombobulated throat chakra. So you might be afraid, you might be scared to communicate, you might be scared of interacting with the external world. So how you going to maximize whatever business that you got going on or something like that? The world doesn't work that way. You got to build some type of rapport or some type of reputation in some way, shape, or form. And with Mercury and Leo, it wants you to be more expressive with your ideas, be more expressive with the things that you have inside of you that you want to communicate and things of that nature. And you might be in a situation where you might be too introverted or you might be too much in your ego, so you might do things to work against yourself. You might do things to self-sabotage during this particular time, and you might become a crybaby in areas that you don't necessarily need to be a crybaby. So be aware of that also. So when we start to talk about Mercury being in Leo, this is being more expressive with the things you want to communicate. So, don't be having no calcified, discombobulated throat chakra. This is a time that you need to communicate the things that's on your mind, your creative gifts, your talents. You don't know if a person going to dislike it or not until you actually express it. But all that ego or that fear or that introverted energy or that passive energy is going to lead you to your demise during any time we have a energy that hits the fan, aka anytime there's a planet in Leo. And when we got Mercury there, it's fast moving. So that's something that you're supposed to not get washed up under the current, because that time could come and go and you ain't did nothing with the energy, too busy distracted with the slow moving planets, and those ain't going nowhere. So for the most part, if you letting the energies like the sun and the moon pass and Mercury pass and things of that nature, then slightly getting into Venus and stuff, but for the most part, mainly Mercury and the sun and the moon. If you letting these energies pass and things of that nature, being too distracted and too being washed up under the current, because that's basically what it is when y'all start to develop situations in your life y'all think it's too hard or you're not getting support and things of that nature, right? It's because you're washed up under the current, plant too many bad seeds from slow moving planets. So these planets still be there, and it'd be other planets that be coming and going that you can utilize, taking those window gates, being in Hell's Kitchen. But when you don't take the window gates, being more distracted because of the stress and things of that nature of these slower moving planets, because the prosperity it give you or the security it give you is more substantiated or it's more of a for sure thing, you end up getting in some Christianity energy where you do everything you're doing now for after you die. And you ain't even for sure if you're going to go there after you die. AKA you doing everything you do now for the sake of where that job going to get you 10 years or how many vacations it's going to get or what kind of relationship it's going to be or what kind of expectations it's going to be and things of that nature. And therefore, those things not even promised. So you working this hard for all of these things because of your ego or not being seen a certain way or not having someone else saying, I told you so. All this to be building up a whole bunch of energy of you being distracted in the slow moving planets. And then all the energies that could have lightened up your load, in the meantime, you was letting those things pass by. So you have to be careful that you're not in those kind of energies also, which is probably 97% of the world due to the fact of fake woke and not necessarily being into this the way they think that they're into this. They think listening to it is being into it, not actually doing it and understanding aspects of how to make it be what it is to be alchemy and things of that nature. I don't know why is this freezing or what? So keep that in mind. So now the key is to not allow the Taurus house to distract you from what's needing attention in your Leo house through forms of communicating, because the Leo house is going to want you to communicate. Turn this down because I don't know what the fuck going on with this. Because the Leo house is going to want you to communicate, right? So the key is to not allow that, because those planets been there. So you already been accumulating things and manifesting things. So you already have a whole bunch of people, places, and things or blockages or tower moments that you're developing based on already the Taurus energy, because it already been there, right? So for the most part, when you start to understand that, you start to understand the planets that move a lot faster are like window gates. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be like a little harder to be aware of these things due to the fact of you being distracted on what's on the kitchen stove in Hell's Kitchen. So you might be unaware of a window needing to be open until it get hot. And once it started to get hot, that means you already planted a bad seed. And that means the window have already been shutting. So you weren't even aware that it was a window in the kitchen because you was too distracted in what kind of meal you was trying to create for yourself or others or to get praised on, which is inverted into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension as your creative gifts or talents or your internal narcissism. You know what I'm saying? When you lack a creative gift or talent. And then so the key is to not allow the Taurus house to distract you from what's needed attention in your Leo house through forms of communication, because it can help your image, Leo energy, your image in whatever you're directing your energy towards to build stability towards your character or creative efforts, which is doing this 90-degree square in a positive way. So this is how you do it in a positive way. You know that they ain't going nowhere. So you know you gotta use the energy and sometimes not be too hard on yourself and the things you distracted in as far as responsibilities, people, places, and things and circumstances you have accumulated from the Taurus energy because it's been there for a while. Sometimes you have to know how to get those things a break. Sit back and relax, and those things ain't that important because you could be looking at something more important than what it is, and you ain't even putting in the energy work for that thing to be received as being important. You know what I'm saying? So you have to keep that in mind too. You can't be in the world trying to receive things you're not even willing to give. So you gotta, and it's always like that too. You can't find shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? If you want to put yourself amongst powerful people, you have to present yourself as that's what you space you in and things of that nature. Even if you're powerful or not, that's the space you will start to accumulate. You can't be scared of life and then think energy gonna come to you, and you're not even showing God you know how to deal with that energy, even in a small percentage. God gonna be like, you infinitely wouldn't know how to deal with this energy on a large scale that you imagining on your mind, that you hoping Quincy Jones pop up on your front door or something like that. How would you even handle that if you can't even handle the little pieces I'm showing you in front of you that you acting like you blind towards in some way, shape, or form? That's how God look at it. Y'all don't look at it like that way though. Y'all look at it like, oh, I imagine this picking house and $1 million and forgot the ability it takes to get there. So God, like, how you gonna handle that where you can't even make this what you got in front of you and what I'm bringing to you via people, places, and things right? You ain't even treating this right. So what kind of energy and actions you think you're gonna be showing when the actual thing pop up that you think you want? I ain't giving that to you. You ugly as a spirit. That's how God look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's how God look at it. I had to hear that for eons to get myself together, for me to be in this time here with y'all, for me to act the way I act. I act right in the eyes of God. You know what I'm saying? Might not be the humans all the time, but then who cares about that? Y'all get to where I went through eventually. Some of y'all might be take longer eons than others, but eventually you'll be like, oh, that's what Uriel was talking about 71 eons ago. Dang, that's what Father Madam was talking about. Now look, the reason a Taurus house may distract you is because it's correlated more towards stability, security, safety, support, and familiarity, along with Jupiter and Uranus. So these are areas that you feel more comfortable in because Jupiter is going to make you want to expand in that area, right? Want you to have that as an experience in your life right now, and anytime it doesn't meet a deadline that you secretly make in your own narcissistic mind, you may become frustrated and do some strange things to obtain the things on your brain. So you have to be careful of that. You know, make sure it ain't the strange things for some change. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's the esoteric version of change in your life. Then that'll manifest as physical change, money and stuff like that. But a lot of times y'all live like backwards. You try to go for physical change and then don't even do the esoteric changes in your life and things of that nature. And then you wonder why the physical stuff ain't changing. And you stuck in one RAM reality or something like that. I mean, you ain't expanding from Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? It's a deep esoteric knowledge that really ain't really simple. So the reason, ooh, that felt good. Whew. So the reason the Taurus house may distract you is because it's correlated more towards stability, security, safety, and support, and familiarity, along with Jupiter and Uranus. And then with Uranus there, you want to be a unique individual. You want to be original. So you want to be the one that come up with this original thought in your family, friend circle, association circle, co-worker circle, to show people new ways of making money, or new ways to do this at the job, or new ways of things that people never seen before that got something to do with security, stability, support, shelter, or safety, even if it ain't got nothing to do with material or maternal. You might got a relationship that manifests as more energies of security, support, or safety than your family members or your friends' relationships, where their relationships on shaky grounds in some way, shape, or form, and they don't know if they coming or going tomorrow. So even situations like that, you know what I'm saying? You might want to be Uranus going to force you to do that. All that leads into like distractions though, which you already been doing that anyway, and probably already been distracted in towards missing in other alignments that can make that go a lot more smoother and stuff like that. Where this is the prime example right now. Y'all can see this with y'all friends, family, associates all day. Take yourself out of your own shoes for a second and look at the light in some of y'all friends and family and stuff. And you can see how they got certain friends, or how they in certain relationships or circumstances or groups where they don't even act out all their gifts and talents you know they have, because you went to school with them, or that's your family member and stuff. So you see they circle and stuff like, dang, why they not even, I see how they giving way more seconds, minutes, and hours throughout their day to bull crap than the stuff that they need to be, that I know they should be putting their stuff in and stuff like that. And then they probably cast stones at you too if you watch my channel. So every now and then you be kicking spiritual stuff, you kind of intimidate that spirit a little bit. So they could bring up something stupid that they know that just the challenge to you makes them feel good, because that's as far as they can go. So sometimes you got to confuse yourself. Do they like you or not? In their mind, it ain't about that. In their mind, they got to find some way to get to that heaven you at. You know what I'm saying? And you will never know that. Sometimes it look extremely negative. Sometimes it look like love bombing. However that spirit is in that body that you close to, it come different ways. But it takes sometimes 3 weeks, 3 months, full of outcomes and situations for you to realize these people full of crap. You know what I'm saying? In some way, shape, or form. They always backstab you in some way. A situation always play out where you see the real reason or something, like the why something happening, and it always don't be in your favor. You know what I'm saying? It always don't be in your favor. It'd be a person trying to prove themselves something, in their own pride or something like that. Listen, a lot of you spiritual females even probably experience this a lot of times. You could have went across a man, and a lot of men too with females. If you spiritual, where you probably like had a couple exes or something like that, or you just went through an ex, right? And then they try to make it seem like you ain't about to be nothing without them or something like that, right? But if they didn't express it a lot, right, they might put themselves in an energy of, when you do put yourself into a position or something like that, then try to like come like present themselves or something like that, like they never put no negative energy on you or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And or some might become extreme haters or something like that, because they know they can't. They might express too many actions, so they know they'd be perceived a certain way if they was to present themselves to you. So they made their bed when it comes to connecting with you in some way. So it's like they have to hate you. But then you come across some people that probably didn't express that a lot, if that's your ex, and they didn't express that a lot. So for the most part, they think the doors is open or whatever like that. So they might love bomb you in some way to make you feel like that they ain't did nothing or whatever the case may be, because you're the spiritual one. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when you remind a spirit that they ain't doing what they supposed to do, sometimes they don't know why they reacting the way that they're reacting. But that just means they're more of a child spirit too. You're more of the adult spirit. It's up to you if you want to like have resentment or not. God say don't have resentment. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes humans will do something to you so devious, it'll make you be like, nah, God, I gotta have a little resentment, or I'm gonna feel like a fool. And if you come to God in that kind of way, God will be like, oh yeah, I understand. That's why I don't be coming back. So God teach you percentage levels. You know what I'm saying? Where God give you good concepts of treating people just as far as you could throw them, love a person just as much as they give you the energy. You know what I'm saying? God give you that type of circumstance, wisdom. So you don't got to run around acting or expressing like how your heart be on your sleeve, your resentment be on your sleeve. No, you ain't got to run around running around with your resentment on your sleeve, but you can have that small percentage level to protect yourself from any similar situations to play out like that in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's how God teach you that type of stuff. God don't teach you the type of stuff like you go to schools and learn your ABCs. But the stuff God teach you is how you could come up and understand ABCs already and come up with your own alphabets too and stuff, and be able to not be biased too, and be able to understand that you might got a A somewhere in your alphabet too, and be in your alphabet too. Like you for the world at that point. God needs you here for everybody at that point. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how we got into that. That must have been a message for God. God, that must have been a message from God. I don't know how we got into all that. You know what I'm saying? Because we talking about these energies, but that must have been for a message for anybody need to hear. Sometimes when you're a spiritual guide, a teacher, the spirit just come, another spirit, a space just come through you with other energies and stuff, and like to express things through you and stuff, especially when it comes to God and God's people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that God could only come through spirits that even close to that location. So a spirit got to have a certain character, aka a certain spaceship that flew in that. You know how you can have a stray animal or a stray fly, and if you an intelligent person, that's the reason why that fly is probably the most intelligent fly around a race, for them to even be that separate and be around you. Any fly around a stinky person, all kind of flies be around them. Probably a whole family of flies be around them, and all together, all normal, low vibrational. You see what I'm saying? So your spirit creates the first body, which is your mind. That's your body. You float around in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. So, you know, spirits that been here and done that in better forms than you in that world and stuff like that. When you think far out, sometimes you bug them. But if you one of those bugs that they got that energy around, when that spirit inside that bug be around them, be like, nah, don't kill that one. For an example, always put these energies in your own shoes. As y'all humans, y'all got certain bugs that y'all be like, oh no, I'm not gonna kill that one. Then y'all got certain rodents that y'all can't wait to kill. That's because of each of those spiritual root races are what they're manifesting with their mind and their organs. So it's teamwork makes the dream work. We're all reacting to each other in a certain way that there's awareness that's floating that's beyond the psyche of the chakra and the organs up here. That if you more intertwined and in tune with your other intuitions, your other minds, your other chakras, your other natal planets that deal with your other organs and stuff, and be able to see things through all existence through those eyeballs, then you'll be able to catch those clouds and catch those forms and stuff. I know how to see everything. All the way down to, let's say you taking a hot bath, right? You can cut off, if you get into a relaxing state, and as a spirit, you already understand this as a first intent, because the first intent is the most important. Then you already go down a train of thought and a line of reasoning, aka you add thoughts and feelings, a spaceship that go down that path of where you started that intent. And when you taking a hot bath and relax and shut the chakras off up here, you get more into your body, and then you're practicing a ritual on spell. Some hot water over your body, or cold water, but hot. You could do both. Do the cold water, then run some hot water and jump into that. But just do the hot water. You could do the hot water or warm water, and then so your physical body is having a ritual and spell, and then on your intent, and then you're getting help to put your spirit in those spaces too, where your intent at. Now you're seeing the world more through those. You could see the steam color. Steam color is like a wine color. It's a color we can't make from the rainbow, from the brain and the crown chakra and the first third eye chakra that made the brain organ and the pineal organ and stuff like that. You can only see the rainbow type of shade colors that's light in weight and transparent. You can't see the other shades of colors. It's like all kind of colors. It ain't mixed either. It look like a wine. It look like it ain't really purple. It ain't no mixture either. Like how you know how you get purple, red, and blue. It ain't mixture either. It's its own color. It's like a green wine, like a green wine. So when you see it, you might first try to jump back up into your first eye chakra or third eye chakra. I call it first eye, and your pineal gland chakra. The crown chakra and the first eye chakra that made the brain. Crown chakra, frontal lobe, brain, and the pineal gland, first eye, third eye chakra. You might jump up there real quick to try to observe it, and you might catch it a little bit, so you might think it's like rose color. But then when you go back and just like experience it, you start to realize, no, it's like a green, but wine. You can't make it out though, because you're gonna be jumping between that chakra and this chakra to understand it. So like purplish wine always gonna confuse you and convince you is more that more like, but it ain't that though. Your spirit gonna tell you it's not that though. That's green. Like I'm telling you, like, and it ain't no pun intended because my lighter green and things of that nature, but it always makes synchronicities. My channel is like that. So you could really see fart clouds. And see your body receiving it and you interacting with that and you manifest it as it being a thought and feeling. And then your spirit experience that. Y'all not just having no human experience. All of these are experiences. You know what I'm saying? And these thoughts and feelings, like, man, like 90 to 85% of these thoughts and feelings ain't y'all's. And then a lot of times, none of them be y'all's. When you came here, you just got help to make your own by receiving from the world and then developing your own. That's if you like a baby spirit here. So you got help to make your own. So you always need a mental crutch in some way, shape, or form. So you could be the most intelligent theologian for 60 years in college down here. That mental crutch itself shows you a baby spirit, though, because that external thing is your only way of understanding your internal realm in some way, shape, or form. So as a spirit, when you became aware for the first time, it was already a bunch of fart clouds, like your parents, your geographical locations, spirits there and stuff like that, that you needed that as a collection when you became aware, and then you became aware of all that first, and then your awareness started to develop with that, and it plays out as you need a mental crutch. You know what I'm saying? Spirits that been here that either fell in and that fell became angels or demons, their mentalities became the mental world building blocks of the world, which like the city itself. And my portion, I run like part good 60% of it. Because the other angels was copying my style. So I run like a good 60%. All the bricks like that make the buildings, all the way down to the misery ones in the lowest vibrational areas in Babylon and shit. The buildings, the blocks itself made out of my thoughts and feelings. And like 97% of the world, y'all spirits, the baby spirits, y'all just like to pay rent to the esoteric shadow government in Babylon. And they half of the bricks that they made the buildings and forced y'all to build there, they copy me. That's why I didn't need to go to no colleges and none of that stuff. Even graduate to get in that stuff. Read, get into buy no $1,000 books, none of that. Soon as I look at it, that looked like my I became Doelowdapilotman. That's it. Like, it ain't even about learning. It's about, do your brain mechanism got the right chemistry, alchemy, precision, that you got the right comprehension awareness. That's it. It ain't about you. I know this knowledge because I learned this in my life and I learned that, and that allowed, and those things came together and I learned that. That's how the shadow government learned. They lost witchcraft. It ain't even about learning. When you just God's children, the world is made out of what you got going on. So it's like, all you gotta do is experience it. It's like, this mine's, or this easy. I know where this came from. Oh, that Smack Monkey Spirit Group, or that. It's like that at that point. So it's almost like you better not put it in front of my face type energy, other than you having to be lost or in search. Anytime you in search for something, it's an allegory of you lost. So y'all be in search for God, search for love, search for money, search. So you always gonna build resistance of harder ways to get it. And the shadow government created their ways for you to get it. So your way of thinking it's fast is still a low vibrational, slow, give more your blood, sweat, and tears to get it. But then it's the subsidiary shadow government version. So you still gonna feel percentage levels of being unfulfilled, lacking the satisfaction energy. And that's closer to God. Anytime you lack satisfaction, you're gonna be lost in shaking hands with the devil, shadow priests, meeting demise, waiting for expectations that the devil promising you on the goddamn esoteric public transportation. And it always takes stops everywhere y'all go. Anytime y'all go to a different city in Babylon, and because they say, hey, sightseeing time, make you think that it's okay to go sightsee because it's beautiful buildings and stuff. No, that's y'all getting out fighting some battle for a warlord real quick that you don't know you battling because you convinced you promised something at the end of the trip that you never get to. Your grandma never got there or nothing, but you gonna fight that battle and protect it. And when spirits like me be in that city telling you to stop going with the government there. You know what I'm saying? This is real in the spiritual world, for real. This need to be a movie. Real stuff. Like, but you think it's like a allegory. You think it's like it's not though. That's the world I come from. That's where I go, period. I hate this world when I jump back in this body and wake up. I'm there what I'm talking about 24/7. That's why I'm invested so much into talking about it so deeply. You can't talk about something you don't know. And I've been there so long, I know how to say it in a way you can't even like just imagine in your mind, like, yeah, this sounds like it could be true or whatever. No, I say the things to make it be like, no, it's not pseudo, it's not nothing, it's real. He bring it in reality, he make it make sense how we doing it every day and everything. Period. You know what I'm saying? I'm there for real. I'm tapped in and I'm that place. I'm there for real. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no other place you talking about spiritually. It can't be nowhere else if it ain't somewhere where I'm at. So I give grace to all spirits down here. I just expect the same. But when I don't get it, sometimes I trip. But God told me not to care about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. That's filters off of TikTok, YouTube, sigil, incense, oil sticks, candlesticks, and stuff like that in the background, floating smoke sigils and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The TikTok make it look like it come out the mouth sometimes. You can add that app on YouTube. All right, so yeah, let's get back into the astrology though. Y'all saying real stuff, but I love this break it down spiritual because it made me feel like I'm on the phone with a female. You know what I'm saying? So I like having good high conversations and stuff about spirituality because it made me feel back like I'm home when I'm woke in this body and down here in hell. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel like I'm at home for a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about the streets. Like I'm back up walking the streets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look at that cribs and stuff. Oh, son, that made me feel good. That made me feel real good. But let's get back to the demonic astrology. The entertainment Jewish world. Yeah, are you entertained? Type circumstances and the butt huggers and stuff like that. Y'all saying can't wait till they favorite rappers and singers, actors and actresses is bending over drunk or something like that so they can be bored with their $1 billion on their mind and go, all stuff. Oh, sad. I'm trying to make you a billionaire. Real stuff. So we can show billionaires good godly thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Good godly thoughts, good godly parties and stuff like that. Good godly ceremonies. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how I like to look at stuff. Oh, I'm saying. I feel like I'm at home. Oh, smiley. Oh, I'm saying. Now look, check this out though. But getting back to the astrology. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that for the ball. My heart, big ballers in the damn soul group. You say, yo, Dolo, is there any alignments or alchemy that will represent creativity? Everybody creative. It ain't what we do, it's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. The whole world, as far as the shadow government, they made jobs out of these energies. So you can find all the jobs in all the houses. It's up to you what energy you put whatever the shadow government, because look, the shadow government could have created energy out of the 6th house, right? But for the most part, it could be something that look like you want to do in your 5th house, because this is what the shadow government created for us and stuff like that. So you have to work hard for your creativity, or it might be something you want to do in your 4th house, but you got to work hard for your home and stuff like that, or to build a home and stuff, all because the shadow government know these witchcrafts. So once you know the alchemy of it, you will start to realize it ain't specifically about the alignments. The alignments is more predicated on how the shadow government made the job. So sometimes a person who real lost in life, by default, they might got a certain alignment that allows them to get their way in that job faster than you. And then you might try to copy it to be like, okay, this is the way to go about it. Oh, this person on a commercial. But it might not work for you. And you might be sitting back wondering why. It's not your alignment though. So that's the only time it play out like that. But when you start to understand the alchemy, sometimes you start to realize, oh, it ain't about what it is, it's how you do it. So you have to look at your own houses and you could do the same thing. You just have to realize you have to do it your own way, the way your houses is. And that's the importance of getting into astrology. So all of us as spirits is creative. So here's the thing. Even any lacking retrogrades, overlapping houses, or whatever the case may be, it's about how you do it now. Same way you could do it in the physical world and look at examples like this. I'm from the hood. You got a person in jail serving jail time. they'll tell you first, it ain't what you do, it's how you serve your time. So you either gonna get busy, do things, interact, don't be in PC, read books and stuff, or sit there and let the time murder you, where each minute feel like an hour and stuff like that, where your bunkie got to tell you, listen, you got to do something with your time and stop being scared to interact. It ain't what you think in some way, shape, or form. You'll feel better. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, that couple minutes won't be feeling like no hour. So for the most part, it's about where you can place the energy, regardless of what shadow government made that energy out of. And based on your alignment, it might be predicated on something you want to do, but that area you want to do it at is your sign in your house in another area. See what I'm saying? So how you get creative a lot of times is just, for an example, right? I was already a musician in a previous lifetime. I got a stellium in my 5th house. So I can't really blow up off acting, actress, or musician in this lifetime or the few eons before. You know what I'm saying? So all I did was get crafty. I use my energies now and just use those energies for my music and put it in my music. And then that's what made my music able to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I do that as alchemy, I can still experience what I experienced in a previous lifetime, but I got to show God I'm not lost in my ego. Only care about seeing things this way and only want it this way and only want to do it this way and not care about my other gifts God need me here for. And I only want to do this because I'm familiar with this. My next lifetime, I have about 80,000 overlapping houses, about 18 planets and retrogrades and all kind of stuff and stuff. Like, God really put me in hell. For real. But I'm Uriel. I know better. You see what I'm saying? So I know now my 1st house lord is in my 9th house. So personally, I got to be more invested into teaching. So even me being invested into already being a musician or actor or whatever like that, or actress, if I was a female, or whatever, animal, bug, whatever, doing how I do it in that area, for me to have a stellium, a small stellium in my 5th house, right? I got placed into an area where those things are most important, that lead me into most competition ever. So I had to, me being Uriel, I don't count, y'all. I peaked these games early in my life, as soon as I came out my mama's ass. But for the average person, you need to hear stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Because this could save you in your life early. So you can start early like me, like you don't miss a point. So even when you can still be young and still got all the reputation of OG energy and being able to make it in the world and stuff, and being able to live amongst your time and stuff, like the way you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the I missed my part 2. Where was I at? Yeah, so I had to get out my ego. So for the most part, in my area, 5th house stuff mattered more. And it's even worse that my 1st house lord is the 9th house, in the 9th house, and it's the sun. So I got to express things in an area where my previous life stuff matters more, and don't nobody even want to hear about all that. Especially if it ain't the remixed grandma version of it. So if I ain't becoming no Christian preacher, or if I'm speaking too spiritual and stuff like that, or getting into astrology and all this type of stuff, that's foreign. So I had to fight the environment. This is a hell I'm in that I made myself from a previous lifetime. And I had to, me being Uriel, I told y'all I don't count. I automatically knew not to try to do auditions and be a musician. I will meet so many blockages and stuff like that. I save my time. I wouldn't even be Doelowdapilotman the way I was supposed to be. Instead, probably wouldn't even be Doelowdapilotman. I'd probably be something retarded. The Batman, from Ohio, or so. Something stupid the shadow government would have looked at and be like, yes, we got another one. I'm Uriel though. They can't never get me. No way. So like I said, I don't count, but I'm explaining this, y'all, hanging myself on the cross. If you was a person like me, but wasn't Uriel, so you couldn't catch it early at 14 and stuff like that. Now look, right? Then, so it's like, all right, I got to force myself to not care about music, but I'm already good at it. But I got to already know that it ain't going to be accepted, and I'm going to come across somebody who even more retarded sounding. They're going to get more love, and then I got to just hear that I'm better behind closed doors or something like that. But the same people who tell me that out in the open support this more retarded sound and stuff. So I already knew not to even suffer that, not to even go through my teenage and 20 years of life to even go through all that. Waste my time on what God said this time. Get into 1st house lord in the 9th house. Knowledge, wisdom, technology, and stuff like that. Then you'll find your way. And I did. I was like, oh, Then I found the way to slide it in that. Now I'm the most hood ghetto spiritual rapper singer ever. So that's it's like some new stuff. So I can eat off that and still do what God need me to do. Like God, like yeah, I love my child. My child right there. It's my child. I can go down there and that person and see some stuff I ain't do before. You know, so I ain't do that before. I ain't never was ratchet, astrologer, spiritual, cursing out, the bucket naked, all the rapper, every world. Y'all ain't been that. Y'all said God love me. Y'all said God love me. God loves spirits down here that could be one of a kind. Real stuff. I only want y'all to do that. I only want the best for y'all. God only want the best for y'all. Real stuff. I'm saying I was only listening to God, so I'm only telling y'all what God told me. You know what I'm saying? I think it worked. It worked. You know what I'm saying? My ninth house Lord was in the sixth house. My ninth and my fourth house. Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio and Aries. Aries ninth house, Scorpio fourth house. Mars is in the sixth house in Capricorn there. So God said, take whatever you're doing at home that you're comfortable with, and take that knowledge that your Lord is in, that the sun is in, that you need to express that nobody around you might care about, right? And work at it every day. You bet. I don't care if your environment got the weird fart cloud peer pressure to make it seem like this is cooler. No, you make it cool. If you powerful, show me you could change something. Show me a person you could not be corny and lame and still be into what you into. So you can attract the popular people and lame people. You know what I'm saying? Be in all worlds and stuff, and treat the popular people like they ain't nobody, and they look at you like you holy and glory. If you don't know how to do that, you ain't my child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, God, all right, God, it was like a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like a challenge. All right. So God was like, take that ninth house, Aries, take that fourth house, which you do at, make sure you do it at home, privately. You ain't got to do it around these people because you gonna be upset anyway. You know what I'm saying? You already know what you did in a previous lifetime. Ain't you my child? You know how to hold on to what you did in a previous lifetime and know you might have been in a different body. So it ain't memory. It's the ability that you got to look at to remember it. So I was like, okay. So sixth house, I had the routine pattern, make it a responsibility. I got to do it all the time, do it over and over and over and over again, no matter if people around me like it or not. And then it came into fruition. My spiritual system and my knowledge, ninth house, that I did in the home private, you know what I'm saying? Privately, the way God wanted me to do it, fourth house, Scorpio, and transformation, boom, God allowed me to make a job out of it. So boom, I get to work from home on some spiritual shit. You know what I'm saying? Boom, and God said, look, I even allow you to have your studio you had the previous lifetime. Oh, like, look at God. Good looking. I got a microphone. Good looking God. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. You know what I'm saying? God never failed me. God never failed, but you got to know how to do it. You got to know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like just playing around in life. Now, I'm an example. If I wasn't Uriel, I wouldn't got into astrology. Knowing that's in my chart, I would have had some faulty spirituality, adding it to whatever what I'm already good at, and with my environment making more important, just for me to never make it because I did it in a previous lifetime anyway. I got a stellium there, so people would have looked at me like, "Man, you good, but you ain't never make it," or something like that. That would have messed my chances up. Where now, that ain't even how I'm gonna make it. That's just a subsidiary. You know what I'm saying? That's an add-on over there. It ain't even about making it. It's about some other stuff God need me to do that's way greater than that. Queen Elizabeth needed and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Then once I drop a song and stuff like that on that, that goes beyond even music at that point. I'm Michael Jackson at this point. I said I'm Prince at this point. Like, so at that point, like God, this follow my lead, child. Follow my lead. I'm saying real stuff. I ain't had to worry about my fifth house ever since. All right, Saturn there, Neptune there, you know what I'm saying, Uranus there. I ain't had a problem with my fifth house ever since. I ain't had no frustrations. I ain't never had to meet the reality of something being retarded or nothing. God made me a boss. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. God made me the flight boss. And you could be that too. You could, all my bosses and bosses out there, just do exactly what I said. Yo, a lot of y'all got it in different areas and stuff. Matter of fact, we about to get into it right now. I had to put my phone on the charger. We about to get into it right now. How you could do it for this little shift. You got to ride all the shifts. You got to do it with your own chart and do it with and align it with the day. Every day ain't gonna be your day, but that don't mean don't do things. It mean adjust it. So you know that week ain't gonna be your week because of the transit. it might be opposing or something like that. So it's about how do you do your alchemy when you are experiencing opposition. So you, instead of you making a head-on collision, if it's an opposite planet towards one of your chakras, one of your natals at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like through the sky right now, Venus is in Leo. You might got Mars in Aquarius or something like that. And right now Venus is opposite my Mars. I got 29 degrees Capricorn and stuff like that. Or no, it ain't opposite mine yet. But it was when it was in 29 degrees Cancer. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to go in Leo on the cusp, right? So when it comes to you acting out your passions, motivations, and desires, you tapping into Mars. So your own Mars, is gonna be that energy. That's yours. But it's gonna relate to the as above Mars. So that when you come across with your passion, it might be opposing. So instead of it making it a head-on collision, right? You need to make it a balance, even and fair. So, you might got to harness some of your passion, be more relatable with your passion, or express your passion in a way you didn't express it before to create balance, because your natural way of expressing it may create opposite energies, rebellious energies, or energies that isolate you or self-sabotage you during that time. So it ain't you hearing that from an astrologer or a tarot card reader and be like, all right, let me wait 9 months. No, it's for you to be like, oh, okay, this was going on. Oh, okay, I'm still going for the goal God need me to do. This God's seeing that I'm strong, but I got to go about it this way. A balancing match, not a collision match, because my Mars is opposing the sky right now. Then you got other ways, squares and all this kind of stuff. Then you look at it with the houses in and stuff, and then that's how you bring it all together as an alchemy. You see what I'm saying? And then God will show you what God showed me. It'd be fun too, because what's going on. So even when you lose something or gotta get it again, everything you to look for to know it's coming back and how to get it. It's be fun. Like life be fun at some point. You get mad anytime you're around people, places, and things that block you from the path that God put you in to be distracted with. Anytime you got people, places, and things that don't speak life into what you already into to make you feel like, oh yeah, let's go do that. Oh, let's get up and record that. Oh, let's go there. Oh, let's go to the park right now and go walk. Oh, let's go do it. If you ain't around people that you gotta wait till they leave for you to get back into that, that's messed up. Something wrong. You're not picking your circle right, or you so lost in your ego that circle make you feel comfortable because you're not doing what you actually doing when you're back watching others from a distance that is doing what you want to do, and you rather be in that hater stage at the moment. Don't do that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got it. That's the clearest way to make an example of it. You could be throughout your day, and seconds and minutes and hours can be going by. First, you got to have a purpose. Now, are you around a collection of people or locations where it's life being spoken into the thing? So like the ideas y'all coming up with, oh, it's just doing more of what you already do? Or you around a gang of people where you kind of got to wait till they leave, or wait till the phone conversation over, or wait till you done texting, and then you get back to your space. Those are two correspondences of examples of if you're doing something for God or not. Because when you're doing stuff for God, God only put you around people, places, and things that add more to what you already into. So you too busy, and you got others around you that just do more of what you're doing. But if you're around others then it's not like that, you're slowing yourself up and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you could be a musician, but you're around dopes all day, friends and family and associates all day, that you got to wait till y'all conversation done. Then you go make a song. Then you could be around people. Oh shit. Oh, I got this studio. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got this song idea. I got this. Oh, let's do this. Oh, let's do that. Then you got that kind of person. Oh, I can record you. Or you can record. Then you got that. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta sit down in your day and figure out what's going on. Which one is you experiencing at the moment? The previous one I was just explaining, or that one I just said? And then that lets you know if you're doing stuff for God or not. Because if you're doing stuff for God, God got you around people that presenting you more and more what you got going on. You doing something for yourself, you trying to make things in your way, and that's why it ain't even in your way currently. Around others that ain't even doing what you want to do, but the conversations or the comfortability of it, you care more about that more. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to feel intimidated or something, or feel like you're not good enough about something, or feel like you have to learn something more or something like that, or you could be judged or something. You always want to be in a judging position. You always want to be in an internal narking position. So you got to be careful that you don't do your spirit like that, because you'll create so many blockages. And then when it's time for you to actually do what we all doing, and then you need help, so you know you're willing to help. You want to use others, so you know you're willing to be used. It might not be nobody there for you to do either or. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you really gonna start feeling separate from God and be calling on God, and God ain't gonna be answering nothing because you so far away, God can't hear it. And the words you be calling and asking for and stuff like that is stuff about the world that God could get confused, don't even know what you're talking about. And God gonna be like, I don't even know what you're speaking about. You casted a demon out of who name? You know what I'm saying? You was on your knees saying, what? Huh? I never knew you. That's all. That's it. God go back talking to me and other spirits and stuff and people in my soul group. So like that, then that's when you know you'll be so separate and distant. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no spirits feeling like that. I don't want that for y'all. But I've been talking this game for so long, man. Sometimes it make me feel like humans like being in that space. You know what I'm saying? Because I connected with a lot of spirits and even tried that pressure, especially when it comes to females. I tried that pressure and stuff like that. I don't know what they was into or whatever like that, but it just didn't work. So no, I'm saying I was only doing what I was supposed to do. But you can't, but God showed me you can't really do that. You gotta let spirits wake up on their own. Even if it is a spirit in a female body and the female's supposed to know the divine masculine is here to help. You know what I'm saying? Even though they everybody's supposed to think their own. I thought reciprocation and reciprocity was a thing. But God was like, yeah, I never got that either, child. So don't even expect that either. But at the same time, but I got hung on the cross for that. You know what I'm saying, too. But, getting into the astrology, like I said, now the reason Taurus house may distract you because it's correlated more towards stability, security, safety, support, and familiarity. See what I'm saying? And it got Uranus and Jupiter there. So, you might be more invested into that area of life, whatever the house Taurus is in. So that's why I just broke down everything I just broke down. Be careful during this particular time. And even, the North Node is retrograde. So it might not even be in your Taurus house, but it's in Taurus. So it's affecting that house, but it's a double entendre distraction because it may be in a house dealing with other sign scenarios. So it's manifesting those energies in that previous sign while you having to deal with it still in that other house next to it, the future house, Taurus house. So it ain't even in that house, but you got to use the Taurus energy to even deal with the energy that's accumulating in the Aries house that the North Node is in. If you got that house degree system where it's too early as Taurus, so it's still in your Aries house. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all Taurus houses is at 0 degrees Taurus. So, North Node is in there. You know what I'm saying? So you might not got that kind of issue that I'm breaking down. But a true wise astrologer that get into the details, once you know better, you do better. So I had to break that down. You know what I'm saying? Now also, like I said, so the reason you're gonna get distracted because Taurus is a big heifer, big donut eating heifer. It's a big energy. You know what I'm saying? If it's a male, it got big meat energy. You know what I'm saying? Like Uriel. If it's a female, it got big jiggly energy and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying? Even if it the size of coil array, somehow, some way, she know how to make it jiggle. So she a little closer to God, a little bit. She a little closer to God. She a little closer to God than other stick figures out there. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? The protect coil array at all costs. Ain't she a Taurus? Lord Jesus Christ, the spirit's always synchronicity type stuff or things of that nature. I think she is a Taurus. Because I think the other week, I looked her up. Because y'all know, I feel weird if I don't know somebody's Zodiac and stuff like that. I'm Uriel. Now, I got to know people's Zodiac. You know what I'm saying? I'm Uriel. You know what I'm saying? I'm Uriel. Hold on. Coil Ray Astro theme. If I ain't mistaken. Oh, somebody said she a Gemini. Oh, okay. I thought I seen Taurus. I might have been on the wrong website now. Let me make sure. Oh yeah, this ain't Astro theme. This is something else. No, she is a Taurus. She is a Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Cancer. She is a Taurus. So you know she probably her chakra alignment got her into dancing more than probably other stick figure zodiac signs. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, she figured out a way for her pork chops to jiggle a little bit, so she's a little closer to God. I'm saying real stuff. Now look, but check this out. You know what I'm saying? Like God don't really like stiff figures. I ain't saying stick this time. Stiff figures. You could be some healthy heifer down here and be stiff as ever. So you got all the jiggly waterbed abilities in the world, and you somewhere stiff and stuff like that. God look at you like you ugly too. You know what I'm saying real stuff. No matter how beautiful your face is or whatever the case may be or whatever, or you might think you Lizzo or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, but Lizzo, I don't think Lizzo be dancing and playing flutes and stuff like that. So yeah, you could be like Lizzo, but you might not be Lizzo. You might be stiff. Yeah, God don't like stiff figures. You know what I'm saying? Because you can even be a stick figure like Coil Ray, but you a little jiggle God, you a little closer to God. You know what I'm saying? The little God. But if you like Coil Ray, but you a stick figure and a stiff figure, so you like that the mischievous, like a security guard, mannequin soldier man that all the little kids be punching his nuts and shit. He know you want to like have a frown and stuff like that, but he got to force himself not to. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about? The people with the M16, the mullet mans in front of like that. You know what I'm saying? You could be a male or female like that at the club though, or at your household, or at your family reunion. A stiff person, stiff. You know, that's like God. Look at that. Like you ugly. You gotta loosen up a little bit. God like fluid spirits. You know what I'm saying? If you a man, you got your little good wiggly energies. If you're a female, you got your good jiggly energies. You know, it's like good jiggly like the wrestling thing, the video game for Nintendo 64. You know what I'm saying? I try to copy WWE and WCW Nitro and stuff and Revenge. You know what I'm saying? I think they was copying Uriel too. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. You gotta get like little wiggly like stuff to learn your little snake demiurgy, Yada Bale face energies. No, I'm saying if you're a man, good wiggly energies. If you're a female, good jiggly energies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Now y'all know why Trey Songz and Usher and stuff like and what's his name, homeboy Chris Brown and them be getting all the females and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You might be a stiff mannequin red pill man and stuff. You might think it got something to do with they voice or something like that. No. Every time you see one of their videos, they wiggling around or something like, y'all said, now you get it. See, now you get it. You know what I'm saying? Now you know what females is popping all the time and stuff like that. And the females that nobody care about no more. Like, we hear them say something like last week and we don't remember them the next week and stuff like that. But then the ones that we don't care that anything come out their mouth, but a little jiggly going on and stuff like this, remember them for years and stuff. Oh, I'm saying! Remember them for years. Oh, sell years to come and stuff like that. Oh, years. We'll make excuses in our mind how they was the best female lyricists. We'll make, even if they ain't write their own raps, it don't matter. The jiggly energy got distracted things. At least from a man's perspective, I don't care which y'all. Oh, sell over that. Remember, she wrote her own raps or not, especially if she didn't. I mean, we a men to make up something in their own mind and be like, yeah, she was the best rapper though somehow. Oh, Sarah, the jiggly kneecaps and ankles and stuff. That's it. Best rapper. Best female rapper. Oh, that. Real stuff. Why you think people ain't listening to Jean Grey or John Gray, whatever her name is, though? But or what's her own smack monkey chick name? She an Aries too. What's her name? I forgot her smack. The homeboy sound like her. Young Boogie from the Bronx. Young Boogie dude from the Bronx. I forgot his name. Boogie dude from the Bronx. A Boogie sound like homegirl. I forgot her name. Look, forgot her name already. She ain't had no jiggly energies. That's why. I forgot her name. Oh, Sarah, she forgot the jiggly. Oh, what I'm doing that jiggling. Forgot her name. And she had Aries. I don't know that. Somebody said, Lizzo, nah. No. A Boogie Brooklyn Bronx sound like her. He sound just like her. The Boogie Bronx. Everybody sound like her when she came out. Dage Loaf. Yeah, Dage Loaf. Shout out to Julius Payne. Dage Loaf. Yeah, her. You know what I'm saying? No wiggly, too stiff. See, sometimes female Aries and Scorpios got problems and stuff like that, got issues with jiggly energy sometimes. They don't dive deep in their jiggly energies. They let other things in their life make them tomboys sometimes. And they be having the most coldest jiggly energies in the world. Like, females, Aries and Scorpios. But it be other things in their life that forced them to have to do things on their own. Aries had to do things on their own that made them hard as females. And the female Scorpios, you know what I'm saying, they got a lot of thoughts they don't think other people will even care about. So it lead them into only finding weirdos and stuff that might care about that stuff. Then before you know it, the Aries and the Scorpio female tomboy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff. So sometimes they're like every now and then they discombobulate they jiggly energies and stuff like that. But then when they show it and stuff like that, you got to be like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Like y'all remember like people like the Brat Aries and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? She was a tomboy the whole time. Then she came out with that video with Tyrese on the beach and stuff. You're like, oh, what's this? I'm saying? Real stuff. Like once upon a time, she was this homegirl sister. Homegirl playing on Players Club sister. Y'all said I forgot her name. This is the homegirl and stuff like that. Still look good. I forgot her name though. I forgot her name though. Ever since that the Brat video, she became the Brat sister. Ever since then, cause see the Brat did witchcraft. The Brat a rapper, so she was like, yeah, let me drop this like years after the Players Club and stuff like that. They ain't gonna remember my half sister no more. I said they gonna remember wait till I drop. Wait till they see this bikini. They ain't never know I had. I said yeah, we knew you was Aries. We knew. You know what I'm saying? It's like we knew it. Like it's just like they just calcify it, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Calcify it. You know what I'm saying? Then sometimes the male Aries and the male Scorpios sometimes turn into more females and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they turn into more. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to jump the basketball shot, the 3-point line, you know what I'm saying? Like the stiff Michael Jordan, but sometimes every now and then the male Aries and the male Scorpio, they try to shoot it and that a risk go too far. And sometimes you shoot a 3 shot, it's like mathematics. You know what I'm saying? When you doing a layup, you at 90-degree angle. You know what I'm saying? You shoot a 3-point shot, you gotta be stiff, manly. You know what I'm saying? Right there at the 180. You know what I'm saying? One opposite 90. You know what I'm saying? That every now and then, certain male Aries and Scorpios that kind of miss the degree, and they go. Yeah, they go in conjunction, misunderstanding. They go like too far. Like it missed the stiff, 90-degree angle. You know what I'm saying? The point. And you know what I'm saying? 150-degree angle create misunderstandings. Misunderstandings. Every now and then you get a misunderstanding with how they coming across. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta think sometimes like something flunked out inverted Aries Scorpio energy. So every now and then it takes a healthy raising spectrum for the Aries Scorpio male and females for them to be on the right track at times with a wiggly jiggly energy. True story. Not for me, I don't count. I'm Uriel, but the celebrities I just broke down. Y'all I broke it down for y'all know. True story. I'm saying real stuff. Lady Gaga. I'm saying the people was about to stop listening to SZA until she went and got them Dr. Miami Marvel comic hormone serum shots in her butt. I'm saying gave birth to a whole new career after that. Got her jiggly energies back and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Sierra then got married, put on clothes from a Christian football player, fell off. You know what I'm saying? Start wiggly jiggly again and stuff like that on Instagram and stuff. That career came back a little bit. I ain't gonna say too much. A little bit though. A little bit. I'll say real a little bit. It's trying. You Aries and Scorpios can't be like leaving behind what God gave y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't be doing that. God gave y'all special gifts, wiggly jiggly gifts. You gotta like use it and stuff like that. You gotta use it. I'm saying real stuff. Gotta use it. Lady Gaga, you gotta use it. You gotta use it. Now look, check this out. Now also, look. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, look. Kris Jenner, she ain't got no problem using her kids that ain't even got that Aries and Scorpio energy. She made them learn its power in the jiggle. And don't go no further than that. She made her little Libra, her little Cancer, and her little Aries learn. Look, kids, it's power in the jiggle. Now the little Aries got a little too frisky and stuff like that. Was the first one to have a little like the most kids and stuff like that stuff. But she probably the one with the most common sense too though. So I think she the one who like keep the man the most too. Like she keep the man the longest. Which one is that? Courtney? Yeah, you know the Aries is always gonna be the smartest. You know the Aries is always gonna be the smartest. You know the Cancer always gonna have a boxing glove. Cancer put up their guard heads and stuff like that. So you know Chloe got the biggest head. You know what I'm saying? She got the biggest Cancer claw head and stuff. Like, oh, I'm saying real stuff. You got the Libra. She confused. She don't know if she wants some young crackhead, school church shooter looking type of guy or something like that. Or some discombobulated jawline black rapper nigger or something like, or some goddamn rich man or something like, or one of her friends that y'all don't know that they always be tonguing each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all don't know. What y'all don't know is Kim Kardashian got a few best friends that they're a little closer than best friends behind closed doors. That's what y'all don't know. You ain't gonna tell me she got Libra and Scorpio on her chart. You ain't even tell me I'm lying. Me and God seen stuff y'all ain't seen. Y'all think Kim Kardashian is hopping from dick to dick. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all think she don't care and she ain't good with relationships. No, it's because behind closed doors, she's satisfied with her and like about 3 of her friends because the vibrators and stuff they be using. That's what y'all don't know. Y'all, I seen it all. I seen stuff y'all ain't seen. Real stuff. All the way down to August Alsina and Will Smith and Jada Pinkett and stuff. Y'all wonder why Will Smith was sitting Indian style on the magic red marble floor head, big face that Jada Pinkett was sitting on MySpace and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, on Facebook. Y'all thought he was all cool with that. You was thinking in your head, man, I'm a man. I'll never be cool with that and stuff like that. Man, it ain't had nothing to do with that. Uriel seen some stuff. He's seen some stuff. Look, the reason why Will Smith wasn't mad and all that, because Alcina was doing Will, Jada, and Willow, and goddammit, Jaden. He was doing about goddammit the whole damn family. Will Smith was damn in on it. He just was mad at one point. It was his turn. He was going with Michael Rubin and them and stuff like that. So when he come back, he ain't know that Jada Pinkett and got August Alsina and stuff was doing it without him and stuff. That was more that. It was more that concept. Them doing it without him other than she cheating. That's why the whole conversation ain't had nothing to do with cheating. Trust me, what was already understood didn't need to be said, which is why Will Smith was sitting Indian style or sitting up there like he was the wife, and I think she was sitting 6-pointed Indian style, something like that, like some sage, looking like the man with pencil Sharpie face. It wasn't even about cheating. It was all about, I was going through my time. I was in need. It was her turn with August Alsina nutsack. That's it. Will Smith was more mad it wasn't his turn. That's it. Uriel see some stuff. Uriel God see some stuff down here y'all ain't seen. Real stuff. The esoteric sigil TikTok cloud formulation filter. YouTube. Real shit. Let me help the soul group out. Let me help humanity out. No more spirit gods and stuff like that for spirits that need to hear these things, because it's weird things and it's crazier things than y'all see on YouTube, y'all. I'm telling you, crazier things in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazier things than Britney Spears and what she like her old VH1 dance routine and exercise classes. She somehow thinks she doing. It's like crazier things in the world than that. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Like, it's crazier stuff in the world. I didn't think it would get there, but it is there. It's there. Now look, check this out. Like I said, Mercury and Leo. So like I said, the only reason these houses may distract you because Jupiter and Uranus is there. So for the most part, here's the thing. This is how we get out of it before we start to break down the houses, right? So here's the thing, right? Now the reason, let me go back so I don't miss the point, because I'll miss the point. Now the reason Taurus house may distract you is because it's correlated more towards stability, security, safety, support, and familiarity. Like I said before. Along with Jupiter and Uranus. So you might be worried more about your money, material, or maternal matters which will play out in the area of life, aka the house you have Taurus in, and which may completely take your focus off the house you have Leo in for Mercury communicating or resolving unclosed issues that create blockages for your reputation to express your true self in, which will create a negative outcome via 90-degree square alignment. And using the Leo house and Mercury can actually create an easier way and with less effort to do or get the things in your Taurus house. And the things that and the things that you're distracted by in that Taurus house that you ain't gonna do nothing but be more distracted and have to work harder to get. There's things in your Leo house that you can do via communication that will manifest as people, places, and things in that Leo house that you could align, and it by default will help your Taurus house because they're doing an angle. But it ain't what we do, it's how we do it. So you need to know it's a 90-degree angle. So if you just try to be in your own ego, do things would make you feel comfortable, which is how your natal chart is alignment, your mind is, you ain't looking at you gonna manifest a whole bunch of blockages and stuff because you're not aligning yourself with the universe. Now, how you align yourself with the universe is understanding what I'm talking about, right? So for the most part, to get the good 90-degree angle, you want to make sure you don't get too distracted in that Taurus house. And for the most part, there's going to be things as small window gates, aka a fast moving planet compared to a slow moving planet, a fast window gate that you can take small opportunities if you see it and you ain't distracted with the things you're already developing and you have already developed and accumulated as far as the slow moving planets. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus. So you got to take a break on the stove. Probably put the fire on slow cook for a little bit so you can go pay attention to the living room or something like that and then start to realize, oh, the house is getting hot. Let me go back to the kitchen. Oh, it's a window in the kitchen. The God window in that Hell's Kitchen. Let me make sure it's open a little bit. AKA, let me make sure my opportunity is still there. AKA the fast moving planet, which you need to pay attention to. Mercury, and Mercury is in Leo, so you need to pay attention to the house Leo is in, and Mercury wants you to come up with ideas to share and what? Communicate, not have a discombobulated throat chakra. So your throat chakra is paying attention to and distracted to other chakras, so you too busy trying to communicate about your passions, communicate about your feelings, communicate about your character, solar plexus, communicate about your crown chakra, what you trying to make sense out of, communicate about your first eye, your imagination, and who cares about that right now? You see what I'm saying? Where you need to be communicating the things in the first house. I mean, not the first house. That's my house. But you need to be communicating about the Mercury and Leo things in whatever house is in. You see what I'm saying? And that might not got nothing to do with your desires. You might got it in the 7th house. It might got everything to do with how you communicate. You make somebody else feel like you're giving them attention. And even if you feel like you're giving someone a satisfaction you don't want to, you need to sit back and do some self-evaluation and shadow work. You might not have been doing that enough, and you so much in your ego, you're starting to realize that you might be giving off an energy that others see from you that you're not ever giving other people attention, but you want everybody to give you attention with the conversation and stuff like that. And if you're not doing that type of shadow work, then you won't come to grips of getting out of your ego and be like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do right now. Make a person feel like I'm giving them attention. And don't be fake and phony either. Do it for real to show God that you got the energy behind it beyond the words that God don't even know what you're saying anyway. So don't go praying for $20. Give an energy off like you already got it. Because you praying for $20, you got an energy like you don't got something. God don't know about the words that you, so God just know the energy. And you got an energy of not having something that you giving God. God always gonna give you what you want, what you deserve. So that's what you deserve. You don't never get what you want or need. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, God gonna put more people, places, and things around you of the energy that you said to God. That's God language. So God gonna be like, hey, you must want more people, places, and things around you that need something. I don't know what y'all saying, but here go that energy, and it's gonna manifest in your life based on what you direct the energy towards, and then you're gonna look at all the energy you directing things towards to be like, oh, I need more of it. I need this. I ain't got it. And other people they got ideas that don't got it. Now you just in a cesspool of not having. So you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Now, ooh, that felt good. I need a massage. I need somebody to step on my back after this. Now, look. So, for the most part, that's how you end up on a negative end if you get too distracted you end up on a negative end, and then once Mercury not in Leo anymore, it's going into Virgo. But you didn't build no good reputation. You ain't open no conversation up. You didn't undiscombobulate your throat chakra. So now when Mercury going to be having us think at home, aka Mercury is home in Virgo, where you're going to figure out all kind of good decisions to make of why you need to work hard. The things you working hard towards is things that you're 10 steps backwards on. When the average individual who open their mouth and communicate during this particular time, when Mercury goes into Virgo, the only thing that they're going to be worrying about is the people, places, and things they're around to add on to what they just built off, what they already going to build a reputation off that look like it got potential. So the things that they worrying about is better things than what an average person who's going to be bullcrapping going to be worrying about. They're going to have to accumulate something, then do their creative gifts. The people who plant good seeds is going to just have to worry about communicating and structuring and holding up the responsibility of what they already accumulated from what Mercury being in Leo. I'm sorry. If you plant bad seeds now, when Mercury going to Virgo, you didn't even express anything to be known for nothing. And you probably still got a bad reputation based upon not unblocking tower moments from no Seven of Swords energy, communication, or things of that nature, even calling manager back or whatever like that. And therefore, you're going to be having to think, oh, this is the right idea. Let me work hard on this or do this in a routine or pattern or get this job just to get back to your creative gifts, that your creative gifts would already been in the front seat, and whatever calculation and let me get this job or whatever like that will be an add-on to that. That's how it's supposed to be. If you plant good seeds right now, which I'm trying to get everybody on. Sad, Jesus. So we about to get right. Let me go ahead and roll this real quick. Get right, and then we about to get into the houses for everybody, all zodiac signs in this one. Because I really was supposed to do that yesterday. I was sick though, still. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about, because once I got off the live stream, I stretched out for 10 minutes and I wasn't even that bad off, which is why I got energy today and I was able to take the driver test and stuff. So I was thinking about, let me go live on the Ratchet channel and still do it and break down the houses for Mars and Virgo and stuff like that, which I still may do. But I was supposed to do that on that last live stream. I just had to get spiritual, and then I was tired too. It wasn't going to be reach all points the way I usually could reach it. So I would have felt like I didn't do it justice the way I needed to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I care about, or I wouldn't do it every day. So I'd be damned if I had somebody who don't do this every day sitting back judging me to become a troll about some stuff that they have to make up in their mind that ain't got nothing to do with reality. Reality is you see Uriel do this every day. So obviously, when you see people doing things they care about, that be the stuff you see them do every day. You see Uriel do this every day. So any made up thing a troll can make up in their mind, for them to become a troll, is purely off just being a demon. You know what I'm saying? It's just purely off being a demon. And this is a little commercial break, but yeah, we're going to get in deep. So we're going to start off with Taurus ascendants. Leo ascendants. So that means Taurus is going to be in the 10th house. Then if you got Leo in the 2nd house, Taurus is going to be in the 11th house. And so on and so forth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down on how to not be distracted and what you specifically need to do in that Leo house, predicated to the house itself. And by default, just creating those events, manifesting people, places, and things in that type of circumstance, even current or past, will manifest by default, subconsciously help in the Taurus house, because that ain't going nowhere. Thank you so much for the donation. Be to all. You said started Mars and Virgo with Veggie Burger, and congrats. Yeah, real stuff. So I appreciate that from my heart. Real stuff. You said how you be thinking about burgers sometimes. You can get a good burger with some if you want to replace the meat, fry some green tomatoes or some green and red tomatoes with like a little bit of egg and green and cornmeal and fried and stuff like that, and look at that as the hamburger meat. It really don't taste no different for real. Like I like it by itself, but I can imagine putting it on a bun, putting some lettuce, tomatoes on it. I mean, there's already a tomato, but it's fried tomato with the egg and corn. So it's almost like corned beef. Like it'll taste like a little bit. Tastes like corned beef. So you can really like build a taste for it to convince yourself if you're trying to slide off hamburger meat and stuff like that. And put lettuce and stuff, anything you would put on a hamburger, put on that and stuff like that. And you will take a bite. You will really like, because I like that type of stuff, like fried green tomatoes and stuff like that. And I can picture it. You know what I'm saying? Because I like it by itself though, because I put pink Himalayas, salt, and hot sauce. I put hot sauce on everything. But I can picture a person trying to get off hamburger meat and how that could be a replacement. You know what I'm saying? From the taste, everything. You like it. I almost felt like, I'm like, damn, this tastes like corned beef a little bit. The made up hamburger meat at Walmart. I was like, damn, this could be like a healthy burger. Or a healthy way of eating a burger or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we about to get into the astrology right now. And that's for anybody who got Virgo in their chart too. You could do squash. You could do squash like that. You know what I'm saying? All right. But yeah, I like to get creative all the way down to I make a partner cook show, spiritual little cook show. You know what I'm saying? Like every like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or something like that, to show the world we'll be cooking. Thank you so much for the donation, Beto. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. All right, now look, check this out. Now, so like I said, using the house in Leo can be like a window gate to whatever you're cooking, aka in Hell's Kitchen, Taurus energy. So that, yeah, you're gonna be cooking that all day. It's like cooking before Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So you need to make sure that you're not worrying about it and stand to the point that you forget that the kitchen got a window and the whole house could get hot and things of that nature, and then you could suffocate based upon the window being closed and God ain't giving you no more opportunities to open it and things of that nature. So fast moving planets, Mercury and Leo, that's an opening gate right there. So it's telling you opening opportunity going to have something to do with Mercury communicating or sharing an idea, and you're going to have to use it through the energy that it's in, Leo. So it has to have something to do with your creativity, the way expressing yourself in a lighter way, where your feelings and emotions is not because it's fire, so it's feelings and emotions, but not appearing to be depressing and things of that nature. It being lighter, light as in weight. So you don't have to appear to be heavy, and others have to be heavy around you and things of that nature. So more creativity could be expressed and related to and reciprocated. Now, so keep that in mind. So the point is to allow the Leo house to take charge while the Taurus house supports. The moment you let the Taurus house become more important at this time will set you back, because Jupiter and Uranus ain't going nowhere no time soon. So missing Mercury moving, fast moving planet in Leo is you missing opportunities to add on to Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus when it's needed, as far as your reputation, energy work, and planting good seeds and karma for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a time, everything that you're supposed to do, taking these opportunities with the Leo house and Mercury and Leo right now, right? There's going to be things that happens once Mercury go into other signs like Virgo and Libra, that this reputation and your face card is going to be needed and it's going to be helpful, because Uranus and Jupiter are still going to be there. They ain't going nowhere. So you're going to have helpful energies once that energy pass, and be able to be open to use the energies where the moon is at and Mercury is at when they're there. Not you having to use the energies where whatever sign that they're in, and have to use that energy for catch up for the previous energy, the previous people, places, and things you manifested from the when it was in Leo, right, or when it was in Virgo. You know what I'm saying? Because you could get this. That's what manifests playing catch up. You could get distracted into the sign that the planet is in and not using it the way it's supposed to be used, accumulate a whole bunch of responsibilities, people, places, and things and circumstances that it looked good when you got into it. But once those planets shift, they might start suffocating you in areas that your time needed to be elsewhere, placed elsewhere. So it become you having to make excuses, lie, run, hide, not do things, express negative energies when you can't get your spiritual back from against the wall. So there's no proper way to get out of it but burn a bridge or something like that. And you didn't have to do all that. That's you having to use the energies in that current state for things you accumulated when it was in the previous sign. And you was too wet off. You was too wet off what you seen when it was in the previous sign and didn't do it the right way. So like you'll be constantly playing catch up. So keep that in mind. Now, so use the Leo house to make things run smoother in the Taurus house, especially when Mercury goes into Virgo, aka home, and you won't be playing catch up to receive, so you can receive the benefits of passing a test in the school of life. So this is basically we in the school of life, and this is what it means by passing a test. Get out your ego. That's passing a test. It ain't saying destroy the ego. It's saying mix it with the divine feminine, your vulnerability, and make it a phoenix, so it don't stay in one level of the atmosphere and become the middleman and middlewoman, your pride, and want people to go through you to go to a world you ain't even go through yet, and you trying to make something out of it that it ain't. You want to be the phoenix. You actually go there, and you ain't making nobody have to go through you to get there. You know what I'm saying? You're not holding no guilt or resentment on others, and you're going the distance, being an example where others need to go in a healthy manner, whether they choose to go or not, without no pressure. Now, first house. Now, if you got first Leo in the first house, Taurus is going to be in the second house. I mean, in the 10th house. So, in order to support that 10th house, you need to communicate and express yourself in a lighter way and open up. Don't have a discombobulated throat chakra. Have personal communications. So there may be some personal communications that deal with your personal interests, personal affairs, personal insecurities, personal issues, or insecurities, however the case may be. Thank you so much for the donation. Nobody. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I'm saying Keith Sweat was in the studio a little closer to God when he made that song. Now, so this personal conversation is going to be able to add good face card and reputation to your 10th house, your status, what you're known for, how you're seen, and what ultimately can become your career, your popularity level. And you're going to be able to expand there, and you're also going to be able to be seen as unique, not rebellious in a negative way. Second house, if you got Leo in the second house, Taurus is going to be in the 11th house. So you need to value communication right now. You might be the type of person who got some type of chip on your shoulder, so you don't want to communicate and things of that nature with certain family, friends, and associates where it's needed. Or you might be the type of person where you ain't got no problems going on right now, but that's like one of your last things that you value. You may value the video game more, or value the barber shop or the beauty salon more, or something like that. You need to value communicating right now, even if it ain't about nothing. Built on that energy, so that fart cloud that you're spewing out into the world can accumulate and direct into the area of the stuff that's on your mind as far as your creative goals and gifts. But without talking, you're not going to manifest anything. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, you need to value communication. And that's going to allow your 11th house and Taurus energy to be able to be more sufficient. So you're going to be able to expand Jupiter and be more unique when it comes Uranus, when it comes amongst your associations, your associates, to be able to build more sufficient manners of you being able to gain that Taurus energy, which is money, maternal. You know what I'm saying? Third house. Now, if you got Leo in the third house, Taurus is going to be in the 12th house. So you need to surround yourself with others who speak life into things you give attention to. So third house is your surroundings, your environment. So that's your friend circle or the things you're familiar with. So even if it's not in your environment, like your surroundings, it could be an arm reach, like your internet devices and stuff. So these are the things that you're familiar with as far as getting online or whoever you connect with online and things. Whatever you're familiar with, you're putting it into the third house. So for the most part, you need to only surround yourself, though, when it comes to your third house, when it comes to people, places, and things, especially people that speak life into the things that you're into or things that you pay attention to, Leo. So you might pay attention to your music or your acting, your actressing. You having too many conversations with people, places, and things you're familiar with and locations and objects like video games that ain't got nothing to do with acting and actressing or your art or whatever like that, or the things that will put you on some esoteric stage that'll manifest as a physical stage you can manifest and materialize off of, then you're wasting your breath. So, and then you need to start second questioning your friend circle too. And you might need to be the negative Leo energy, the crybaby a little bit, the external version, because Cancer's the internal, so they moods and they express crybaby energy. Leo external, and if they don't see the praise, they express the same energy, crybaby. You might need to be that, but if you're doing it for God, it's you separating from people, places, and things you were supposed to be. For God could put you around the people, places, and things, and depending on how long for God could put you around the people, places, and things that you need to be around, and depending on how much you got to reap what you sow, that's going to be the correspondence of how long it takes. It may take you months, years for you to get back on track. So don't let those months, years, if you are reaping a lot what you sow, making a lot of mistakes, right? Don't let those amount of months and years, those events throughout those times, make you go back, fall back, make you relapse back to them old, outdated, flunked out people, places, and things, circumstances, and situations that had you in that situation in the first place, just for you to build more bad karma and bad seeds. Now, look. Also, so that's the third house. Fourth, now if you got, and by default, your 12th house, you got Taurus in the 12th house if you got Leo in the third house. So for the most part, here's the thing. Automatically, if you go ahead and do what I just said, you're gonna and don't do it to unwarranted people. Sometimes y'all pick enemies because some of y'all just getting out of Christianity, so you still got that Western Hemisphere way of looking at things. So even though you might not be a Christian no more, you might hear what I say and it sound good, but you might not really got nobody in your life on that play out that energy large enough on a percentage scale that you need to be giving them that kind of energy. Like it might be unwarranted to be like, oh, I need to separate from you. You might got a friend around you that you supposed to be wise enough as a spirit to know what level they on, like to the point that you might got a friend around you that they not even the energy of holding you back. They the energy of they just need somebody that to put them on to something. And once they got a friend like that, they'll probably be all in. They just ain't seen it yet. You might got a friend like that. So normally when you're around them, they might slightly on a percentage scale play out the same energy as a friend that normally you would have, that it don't matter how much you express your stuff around them, they ain't into it like that. But they still your friend, but they distracted in what they're distracted into. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got a friend that play out that same energy, but it's only because you're not the powerful friend to even present it yet, to even see if they're in their own distraction. They might be like, oh, I need to be distracted with this. I ain't know I had a friend into something like this. Let me go ahead and support to the max. And this is my position in life. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for the donation, Jennifer Laura. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Bro, is in so rude. So you gotta like be wise, and I really appreciate that because I don't want to just be jumping the subject to make it seem like I don't appreciate. I really appreciate it all around my heart, all of y'all, even y'all who ain't donating, especially that. I appreciate that. But sometimes you gotta be spiritually wise. You be missing what God be putting in front of y'all sometimes, because it could be a friend and just you having unbiased. This might be the friend that fully support, and they didn't even know how much stuff they had on their own that could support what you got. And they probably got all kind of uncles and aunties or other type of circumstances beyond that you woke them up to that they didn't even know that can actually help you. And now you make them feel like they're a part of something in the world. Now y'all a team, an extreme team now. Now when y'all both have y'all VH1 stories, y'all could be like, yeah, if I met this person and stuff like that. And if I wouldn't have never met this person, I wouldn't have been here and stuff like that. I love hearing stuff like that because angels don't get to experience stuff like that. But when we hear it, that's it feel good. Because God, that's what God used to want when God came. You know what I'm saying? When God used to come, that's all God cared about. Y'all not taking advantage of what y'all humans and baby spirits already got abilities of. When y'all start taking advantage of it and wanting to be God, and want y'all cake and eat it too, take advantage of things, of the stuff y'all already got access to, like it ain't good enough, and then y'all find problems with y'all self and people, places, and things and stuff. It's like God, like, man, y'all just all ungrateful. I ain't coming back. Then God look at angels like, oh, look, you trying to be like us. Every time we be like, look, God, it's hope, it's hope. God look like, God be like, get away from me. You'll figure it out real fast. But look, now, because God be like, you trying to be like me, but in the angels' eyes, we be like, no, God, we trying to show you, we trying to please you. God, like, no, you trying to be like me. And then we be thinking like weird. We be thinking like, wait, God, is you evil or something like that? And then humanity remind us, oh, no, God, right. You know what I'm saying? God, let me remind us, God, right. You know what I'm saying? We be hoping though, angels be like, man, no, God ain't right. Nope, I'm gonna learn myself. And then God remind us, oh, dang, is we trying to be like God? God make us feel bad. Because we be thinking we being good. But then God make it like some intellectual way to make it seem like we trying to be like God. But in the angel's mind, we don't. You know what I'm saying? At least me for Uriel, from my perspective, I don't know what Michael and them be doing, Raphael. In my mind, I ain't trying to be like God. And I be trying to be like myself. And God always trying to make it seem like that's a version of trying to be like God. So it's like, man, ain't no pleasing God, man. Get away from, I be thinking in my mind, get away from me too, though. But then I start suffering more and stuff. So I'll be like, man, let me just get with the program. I don't know what the program is. I gotta make a new one though. You know what I'm saying? But every now and then God showed that's what God don't tell angels that, but when angels figure that out, God show us that's what God want us to do. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, all right. So you gotta learn really how to talk to nothing, not even yourself. You know what I'm saying? And really figure out how you ain't trying to be like God in the middle of that. Like, it's weird. God, angels' missions is hard and weird. Humans would never understand. Because, God damn it, I barely can. But I'm the only one could explain it. And probably some other angels before they come here, and whatever child I make with, you know what I'm saying, with a consort. Now, look. So, fourth house. Let's say you got Leo in the fourth house, right? Now, Leo in the fourth house, you're going to have Taurus in the first house. So, there's going to be a private conversation needed. So let's say you listening to a lot of tarot card readers right now. They may not understand, but sometimes they need to understand, get into astrology a little bit, because sometimes you're just breaking down the astrology energy. And if you understand that, you'll have a better way of relating it to the specific zodiac sign, not making it seem like the story itself is only for that zodiac sign. A lot of times, all the zodiac signs is going through the same thing, but in their own way because of what house placements and stuff like that. And each zodiac sign see it a different way because of their solar plexus or their sun, solar plexus or their moon, heart chakra, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So they may interact with it differently, but it's the same scenario. So if a tarot card understand that, sometimes that'll help them out too. If they understand tarot card is astrology too. So understand where the planet's at, and that'll help out. So you won't be making a certain zodiac sign feel like they're the only one going through that story. You make a story like the specific zodiac sign is going through what we are going through, but specifically catered to them, though. Then it makes it better. For an example, you might tell an Aries somebody there might be a secret admirer, or there might be a secret hater or something like that, right? Or you might make $1,000,000. I'm just making this an example, right? Um, but all of us might be going through that energy. See what I'm saying? So how you cater to each zodiac sign, from an Aries, you'll be like, oh, don't be too aggressive right now. Don't be too passionate, or you might meet aggressive people right now, or somebody might be too passionate because there's a sense of making $1,000,000 right now, or there's a sense of, you know what I'm saying, a love interest or a hater right now. And if it's a Taurus, you know what I'm saying, you might want to be like, oh, try not to be too stable right now or too calm and relaxed. You might got to protect something or fight for something. Or you might got people around you that's too stuck on something, and they might distract you to be too relaxed. And there's a worked hard for as a Taurus. You see what I'm saying? If you're a card reader, you say you the Gemini right now. Thank you so much for the donation. 33 billion. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I'm about to get back to the houses right now. Let's say you're reading for a Taurus, right? A Gemini. It might be a situation where you might be like, oh, Gemini, you might gotta not say too much right now. Try not to talk too much how you usually talk, or you might manifest a lot of talking people right now. Kind of observe, listen more than add to the conversation, because there's a sense out here of probably being able to make $1 million, or a love interest, or a hater. So these things might be developed because you might be talking too much, or you're not listening to the conversation, and then that might develop a hater because of something you said. You see what I'm saying? If you're the tarot card reader, knowing where the planet's at, you see how it help your reading better. Where you ain't switching your reading, you ain't switching your narrative, but you making it make more sense now. And once you get good at it, you ain't gotta say, does this resonate anymore? Because you will know for a fact, and you will get the confirmation larger on a percentage scale. Because you always gonna resonate in all percentage scale, but it'll be so much large you to the point you ain't even got to say it no more. You have enough confirmation comments of you knowing that your story is so broad enough that it doesn't matter if a person don't resonate with it. They know how to take the spirituality from it and align it to their situation, right? And that's when you become a true spirit guide. So know that it is still based on astrology. And let me get back to the houses, because, in my mind, I'm a higher octave Aries. So I got to finish things, but I was thinking in my mind a faster way to finish it. But let me just go ahead and relax on that. Ain't no need for me to finish that. Y'all know how to break it down for the rest, for Cancer, Leo, and stuff like that. But let me get back to the houses. And my South Node Virgo be bugging me. It'd be like, no, Dolo, finish this. It make me feel like I'm inside of an esoteric house and I'm cleaning up. It's like, no, get every corner, get every crevices. And I'll be frustrated. I'm frustrated now if I don't do it. I got to get out my mind right now. You ain't got to do it. You don't got to finish it, Uriel. You don't got to be that teacher. Get to the houses. You know what I'm saying? Now, look. So, all right. So, if you got Leo in the 4th house, right? There's going to be a private conversation that's needing to be had. Or a comfortable conversation, a conversation that you could be comfortable with. So if you're around too many people, places, and things you're constantly uncomfortable with, you probably need a 7 of sword energy. There's a conversation had because there's a resentment between y'all. Or if there's people around y'all that it ain't that deep, these people ain't even worth that. They're like nonchalant people, like family, friends, and associates. Like it ain't that deep to the point that when you feel uncomfortable around them to express your true self, it ain't that deep to the point that a conversation even got to be had. Them certain friends and family. So at some point, try not to even waste too many conversations or time and space in those areas. Find people, places, and things you could comfortable around so you could have those conversations. But you got to have conversations. So when you're around people that you can feel comfortable around, have those kind of conversations so it could be those conversations that's more open to speaking life into what you're creatively into. And therefore, that's going to lead into automatically helping out the Taurus house, which is going to be the 2nd house, right? So the 5th house is, the 4th house. So it's in the 1st house. So private or comfortable conversation is going to lead into manifesting or materializing more Taurus energy for your personal life, more personal stability, security, money, material. Now look, Leo in the 5th house. This means Taurus is going to be in the 2nd house. So expressing more lighter or openness energies. A lighter and openness energy, right? Energies, aka don't be depressing or moping around type stuff. Get out of your funk and start expressing and open your mouth. Even if you built a lot of blockages, so you got people around you that it makes sense and they know it makes sense, but based upon the authority, mental authority you allow them to have over you, that you're not willing to have that argument or little separation of energy that it makes sense, and but it'll take time for everybody to come around type stuff. But don't be so weak as a spirit with the 5th house energy right now. Don't be no introvert or nothing, right? And once you be more expressive and make things more lighter, that's you finding a more spiritual, intelligent way to even handle depressing things, right? It might be a lot of flunked out things, even in relationships, right? Because relationships sometimes can deal with the 5th house too, where certain things happen where it's hard to get over. But a conversation need to be had. You might even share children with them and stuff like that. When you're a true spirit, It ain't about the situation at hand, it's how you do it. So when you come across something in a lighter way, you make it more lighter, more charismatic, make it seem like it ain't that deep or something like that, even though if it might hurt your heart to do it. You open up dialogue for it can reach that space that you're manifesting. You make that space, you make the situation more lighter so it can manifest into that energy you started as an intent, aka making something more lighter, even if it is physically heavy at the moment and too much stuff has been done for it to even reach a lighter space. You know what I'm saying? But you might need to be the bigger spirit at the moment, however the case may be, and that's going to automatically support your second house with Taurus there. And when it comes to materializing and things that you can actually value also. Ooh, well, I definitely need somebody to step on my back. I think my daughter's asleep. And once I get on the road, I'm gonna be away from my daughter. All right, but look, check this out. Sixth house, fifth house. Oh, see, I'm skipping houses now. Hold on, let me take my breath. All right, now fifth house. If you got I'm gonna rewrite sixth house. So if you got Leo in the sixth house, right, you're gonna have Taurus in the third house. There's gonna be work on your way of communicating, especially towards your responsibilities. So towards your responsibility, you might need to talk a little bit more easier to your manager, to your children, to your family, to the things that correlate to your duties and obligations. You might need to speak even better to your creative gifts if you placed it into your sixth house. So it's something that you do every day. Make sure you're not making it too large on a percentage scale in your sixth house, because it's going to be something that you want to call off on. So giving your gifts and talents a break, that means you overburning it out. You placed it in that house that it didn't need to be in too long. You know what I'm saying? Your creative gifts ain't supposed to be in that area too long. But you might need to speak in a more better way, even when it comes to how you speak about your responsibilities. You might got a gift or a talent you placed in the sixth house. So, but every time you speak to people around you, is always in depressing energies. Oh, I'm not getting support. Oh, I got to work a little harder. Oh, I got to wait for my check to do this. Oh, no. Speak a little bit more life to your creative gifts if you place it into your sixth house and stuff like that as a routine and pattern. So every time somebody hear you talk about it, it's about what you about to do. Even the things you're not capable of doing at the moment, you plan on doing it. And eventually the people who tired of hearing it, you don't need to be around them anyway. And the people who can help it, that speaking manifests you there. Because especially when you go through frustration, those are the little separation moments. Don't let that time period make you relapse. You know what I'm saying? To find and manifest similar people or go back to them other people and stuff like that. And you might got a lot of time you got to do because you reaping what you sow. If a person start to separate because they tired of hearing what you're saying, let that little separation and be other abilities you can add as thoughts, not depressing thoughts, but thoughts being like, okay, why does that and the third, and I don't need to manifest more of those type of people. And those develop as train of thoughts and line of reasoning as different things to do with your body that lead you around other people that when you start talking to them, you ain't got to come up with those thoughts no more because now you're around people God gave you, stuff to add more life to the stuff you into. Now, it might be people you got to get rid of because it might be people that can't help you the way you need to be helped and stuff like that. God give you what you need and some at that point. You got to start to feel bad and stuff and learn how to deal with energies being in a broader level, taking more responsibilities as a spirit, being used as a bigger vessel at the moment for God. You know what I'm saying? So if you're scared, don't get scared. If you're scared, go to church then. If you're scared to be on a mission for God, go to church then. Now look. So in the sixth house, once you do that, your third house automatically going to be supported with the Taurus there, right? So you need to work on your way of communicating, especially towards your responsibilities and your third house. As far as your friends, you're going to be around better friends or an environment or a surrounding that support whatever gift or talent or prosperity that you're trying to do. Seventh house, if you got Leo in the seventh house, right? Taurus is going to be in the fourth house. Be more relatable and attention given in your relationships and networks, even if it hurts you, because you probably don't even know that you and your own ego. You probably ain't doing enough shadow work. So you need to be a little bit more attention given when it comes to your relationships in some way, shape, or form. Automatically, home, family, or private communications or domestic issues that need to be resolved is automatically going to manifest into you having a money or maternal issue as nurturing to be able to make that sufficient and make that as an outcome in a positive manner for the Taurus house. Leo in the eighth house, right? Taurus going to be in the fifth house. So there's going to be bring insecurities, secrets that's unwarranted, or your deep desires to the surface. So secrets that's unwarranted, like secrets that ain't something that's just expose somebody and you appear to be negative, but things that needs to be exposed, unwarranted secrets and stuff. You need to get out of these funks and bring these things to the surface. You'll be surprised how many doors open for you. And these things need to be communicated too. There may be some things that you've been hiding or lying, and probably you ain't even need to hide and lie about. And with Leo in your eighth house and Mercury being there, it's sufficient for God needs you to communicate these things. You know what I'm saying? And once you communicate it, you'll be surprised. You'll like lighten your load. Things will be a lot more easier. You'll have way more time to have your mind open for what God needs you to think about to develop abilities, and therefore that'll automatically go into your fifth house and manifest all kind of Taurus energies there. And you could be that singer, rapper, actor, actress because it's the fifth house. Ninth house. Now, if you got Leo in the ninth house, there's gonna be Taurus in the sixth house. Express more ideas and communicating with others who think far out about things like you or willing to travel. You ain't conversating with nobody like that, willing to travel internally or externally, think far out, or travel to these actual locations where y'all could be in front of Barry Gordy and y'all ain't somewhere thinking Barry Gordy gonna come in front of y'all. And then for the most part, your sixth house is not going to be supported, which as far as something you could jump into as a routine and pattern and turn it into a job and actually get paid to be on stage now, actually get paid to be in that television show or As the World Turns and stuff, and on that sitcom, on that stories or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to do that if you sitting there thinking that Barry Gordy gonna show up at your door because you put 2 videos up on goddamn it Facebook. Nah. Life don't work that way, and they making it even harder right now, where we gotta blend the internet with real life and force ourselves to have 1,000 videos online, and then we gotta actually knock on Barry Gordy's door at the Motown building and then show him our shit we already doing online. So if you ain't blending the two worlds together, you ain't doing it right and things of that nature. Because once upon a time, it was Master P, totally real life. You have to put all your CDs in a trunk. Nowadays, it's all digital. So you got to have all your stuff online, but you still got to show up at these places like they doing shows and stuff. So instead of having these CDs in the trunk, have 1,000 business cards with all your social media websites on there. Therefore, people see your character, and they can go on your business card and go straight to your link tree on their phone or tablet or when they get to their computer at home or their laptop, right? And freeze. You don't somewhere thinking online is the world right now. And you somewhere thinking Barry Gordy is finding everybody else online, and you start hating somebody online when you see them next to Barry Gordy. But you forgot for somebody to upload the video online for them to be next to Barry Gordy, they went to Barry Gordy too. Don't forget that part. Have a video online with Barry Gordy, they next to Barry Gordy too. So don't forget that. Oh, turn this person into a hater of yours in your mind because you like I'm supposed to be next to Barry Gordy. So you just put 2 videos online when this person put 1,000 video online and went to Barry Gordy, and you just put 2 videos online and thought this is what everybody did for Barry Gordy to show up on that doorstep. No, you're not Soldier Boy or Chief Keef. That don't happen no more. Thank you so much for the donation, Jay Nando. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. So, oh, yeah, you never really been free. So when you got Leo in the seventh house, you need to be more relatable and given and attention given in your relationships and your networks and stuff like that, and your siblingships and stuff, because therefore it's going to make it more sufficient when it comes into your fourth house and you being supported there. I mean, eighth house. Ooh, my bad. We in the eighth house. Ninth house. Pardon me, my bad. Yeah, I need some money. Step on my back. Ninth house. So that's the ninth house, right? Expressing more ideas, uh, um, expressing more ideas and communicating with others that think more far out like you and stuff like that, are willing to travel. And that's automatically going to put you in a situation where you can have a job. I don't know why YouTube is playing with me right now. Why is it like that? Oh, it's clear. It's clearing up now. I don't know why I got like that though. Um, But yeah, so that's the ninth house. You know what I'm saying? You automatically gonna be able to make it a responsibility for whatever you're doing with ninth house type stuff. Even be a teacher, or be able to be supported in that way in some way, shape, or form, or be able to find a potential. So you have to be a student for a little bit, but whatever you're a student on, and whatever you're giving money to and something like that is supporting your success in some way, shape, or form, giving you new knowledge and attribute, or aligning you with other individuals and stuff to be a part of something that actually go more to your far out thoughts and stuff like that, like getting a natal reading or something like that. Now, for the most part, here's the thing: that indeed you could be around other people who's into that. You into that, but you ain't around others who into that. So the reason you into that is to materialize and manifest, but you into it around others who ain't into it. So it still make it hard for you to materialize because you see the potential of something, but you see the lack of access for that for that to come to be. So that's sometimes the weird issues it can put you in also. Now, also when it comes to the ninth house, that's how it's going to support your sixth house, and that'll make you'll be able to make a lot of money than the other houses. 10th house, Leo in the 10th house, Taurus going to be in the 7th house. So there's going to be express your business only. Express your business or only communicate with others that has something to do with your status, something that you how you want to be seen or something like that. Um, um, so only communicate or share your space with people that has something to do with your status and your face card remaining good. Once you start to rub shoulders and be guilty by associations and have bad face reputation cards and bad face cards and stuff like that, you don't want to do that right now. You know what I'm saying? So you want to communicate all the way to the point that you probably already attached to certain people and stuff, but you're not speaking your stance on things enough to the point that people who surrounding y'all can have their own idea to come up with, not to attach you to certain things that's negative, even if you are a part of people. Like you might be a part of a job, a corporation or something like that, but you might, it might be a certain other job, a better job that got their eyes on you because of the way you speak and express yourself. So they could come up with their own mind like, yeah, this corporation is negative and against us, but this person ain't. I could, because what they showed me. So let me not try to destroy them too. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they got the power to destroy y'all corporation. So right now you want to make sure you speak, express Leo energy and stuff. So you can go ahead when that fire energy is necessarily needed. You could be the good face card of that fire image, shape, and form. And it's going to automatically support your 7th house, your relationships and your networks and things of that nature to make money and materialize and manifest. Now, let's say you got Leo in the 11th house. There's going to be only associate yourself with things that match your energy or direction in life before deep discussion with others. So how you associate yourself with friends, family, co-workers and stuff like that, right? If they're not having these type of conversations that go towards the directions in your life, I'm not saying burn bridges or give them some weird fart cloud unwarranted energy to make them feel like that's what you're doing. Because even if you are an Aquarius, sometimes y'all do that. Y'all will make y'all silence or make y'all ghosting so obvious because this is your way of getting your feelings across, and sometimes that's a negative way of doing it. Find a good way to separate your time on a percentage scale to put it more in the time of people, places, and things you need to be in, and therefore it's going to automatically support your 8th house, your deep desires, passions, and motivations to be able to be right in the right area for you not manipulating, and your desires be played out in the right way as transmuting, and then therefore you'll put yourself into a situation that all the Taurus opposite energies be blended in, not head-on collision, and lead you into more frustrations and stuff like that. And then so you want to make sure that you're only associating yourself with people who match your energy and leading into the same direction that you want your life to go into. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a female and stuff like that. You shouldn't be associating with a friend trying to get advice from her if she ain't got no man with a white picket fence and the backyard, or at least the potential of trying to get there, so it look like they're working towards it. And if you're a man, vice versa, or if you're a female, you don't need to be listening to no other type of circumstances and stuff like that don't lead you into where you trying to go in life. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got the right advice. You don't need to be even trying to talk to a man if that ain't what he's trying to do and stuff like that. So you got the wrong associations and stuff like that, where your gifts and talents is all on you. You can't blend that in with him. You only can blend in sex and money and what y'all about to eat tonight. Y'all can't blend in y'all money and efforts towards trying to be somebody in the world, because both y'all distracted into stuff that y'all make more important. That's really shadow government stuff. and stuff in y'all mind that really ain't. Now, so that's how you make the 8th house more supportive with the Taurus energy being opposite by having Leo in the 11th house. Now, and the 8th house ain't opposite to the 11th house, but it's opposite to the 2nd house. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Scorpio, not Scorpio, but Taurus don't like to be in the 8th house. It's in its opposite house in the 8th house. Now, for the most part, 12th house. Now, if you got Leo in the 12th house, this is only, you're going to have Taurus in the 9th house. So Taurus energy is going to be in the 9th house that you could get distracted by if you got Leo in the 9th house. I mean, Leo in the 12th house. So this is only connect with those who have similar dreams, creative abilities, and fantasies as you before communicating your plans with others. Because during this particular time, you may have people that you're comfortable with when it comes to memories, family, friends, associates. A lot of conversations may be had also with memory and stuff because it's the 12th house, the Cancer house. So you may feel familiar and more open. But in the same breath, these may be individuals that talk down or talk you out of or make you feel like you got bad ideas when, and you may already know it. So you may be in energies of having them have mental authorities over you during this particular time and may create bad seeds by not doing things. Just as much as you not doing something or doing something to others, you get that same energy as what you allow others to do to you. And you may allow people that you're comfortable with hold you back at this time. So you have to be careful who you communicate with if they don't share similar dreams. Because there might be people who you care about and stuff like that, you can share connection with, but in that area of your life, opening your mouth and trying to express these things to them, what they think is good advice is things that don't cater or speak good life to manifesting or materializing the creative things you want to do or the things you got faith, beliefs, and imaginations in. So you want to be careful because right now you could feel all good. Then you're around people you feel good around all the time. And then based on you feeling good with this transit, Mercury is debilitated here. So you feel good to do some debilitated stuff. So you're going to justify why you need to have this conversation that you think is about to be a good conversation. And somebody going to about to be like, oh, why you drawing that? Oh, why you like this person? Why you want to do that? Why you want to travel there? Why you want to go here? Well, I think you should do this. Well, I think it's this, that. Or I don't think you should. And then you going to feel down about your own thing. And depending on how much mental authority these people got over you, and stuff, especially if you just get out of college and stuff or high school and you got people that take care of you, that's in this space that you get ready to be in. Like you thought your mother or your father or auntie or uncle was about to be proud about and support what you getting ready. Just to have this energy they give you to make you think that they look at you like you flunked. And make them look at you like they Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's the dumbest thing I've heard in my life. Like in your mind, you like, yeah, I'm about to get on stage and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm about to get with Uriel. We about to be teaching all over the world and stuff like that. And then they about to be like, in your mind, you thought it was the most beautiful idea in the world. In their mind, they about to be like, that's the dumbest thing I've heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? And like Bill Cosby part, and then you got to think like, oh, things and stuff. You got a second question and stuff. Now you turn your whole direction off what God wanted you to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, helping people is a negative thing to you, but you need help. You in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? But you can't wait till somebody else get in a wheelchair. That don't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be careful of that. Don't have no secret agents around you. Be aware, people agents, and learn how to love people where they're at. You know what I'm saying? If things, so you don't put yourself in that own letdown situation to the point that you spend days, seconds, hours in a space you don't have to be in, and you plant bad seeds and stuff like that. You can save yourself the issue and go ahead and sit back and observe. This ain't the right conversation to have with this person. And I still need to have the conversation and do the things in the world I need to do. So it ain't what I do, it's how I do it. This person don't need to know everything I'm doing. This person don't need to have every kind of conversation with me. This person I need to start doing things with. This is the person, family member or whatever like that I need to have conversations with and things of that nature. And then once you know how to separate and subside, it'll manifest to the point that when these things do need to be blended, gotta make it a way where it can blend at ease, not in the space that you was in before you went through that, to the point that it can't be blended because you didn't went through the scenarios to have the artillery on your mental spaceship for it to have the right ability to blend over easy, and it won't be no disgruntled circumstances or situations. And I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart, and y'all stay spiritually protected. Don't go further than that.